On March 7, 2025, Bahia Blanca, one of Argentina's most important port cities, experienced an unprecedented flood as torrential rains pounded the region for hours, causing widespread chaos and damage. The storm brought an estimated 260 millimeters of rainfall in a very short period, overwhelming the city's drainage systems and leaving entire neighborhoods submerged underwater. The situation escalated rapidly, with water levels rising so fast that many residents had little time to react. Streets turned into raging rivers, vehicles were swept away, and homes and businesses were inundated, forcing people to evacuate in search of safety.
¿Alcanzan a ver? No saben lo que es esto. No, es terrible, chicos, no sé hasta dónde voy a llegar. Miren lo que es la vecina adelante, miren.
The intensity of the rainstorm was unlike anything the city had seen in years, with meteorologists and local authorities calling it one of the most severe weather events to hit the region in recent history. Throughout the city, floodwaters rushed into homes, damaging furniture, electrical systems, and personal belongings. Many residents reported waking up to find their homes completely flooded, with water reaching waist-deep levels in some areas. The flooding also caused severe damage to infrastructure, with roads collapsing under the pressure of the rushing water. Major highways and roads leading into and out of Bahia Blanca became impassable, cutting off access to essential supplies and emergency services.
Take photo. Qué ojete.
¿Qué necesitan?
The city's public transportation system was also paralyzed, as buses and other vehicles were unable to navigate through the deep floodwaters. Those who attempted to drive through flooded streets found themselves stranded, with some vehicles completely submerged and abandoned.
Y el agua se está llevando los autos que están estacionados, che. Recién se llevó ese, ya el de mamá le está entrando agua. Mirá lo que es esto, boludo. El Falcon también ya le superó el nivel. Concha de la lora.
One of the hardest-hit areas was the port of Bahia Blanca, a crucial hub for Argentina's agricultural exports and industrial shipments. The heavy rains and flooding disrupted operations at the port, as water intruded into storage facilities and warehouses. Workers struggled to mitigate the damage, but the extent of the flooding made it difficult to continue normal operations. As the floodwaters continued to rise, emergency response teams were deployed across the city to help those trapped in their homes or stranded in flood-affected areas. Firefighters, police officers, and military personnel worked together to rescue residents using boats and specialized vehicles, navigating through the submerged streets to reach those in need.
No!
Many residents had to be evacuated from their homes as the rising waters made it impossible to stay. Temporary shelters were set up in schools, community centers, and other public buildings to accommodate displaced families, with volunteers providing food, blankets, and medical assistance.
Estoy en un árbol arriba de Avenida Brasil, casi llegando a Lem. Lo único que espero es que no se me caiga el árbol, porque si no, cagué. Aquello que ven allá es un auto sumergido, para que tengan una idea de la altura. Nada, no se puede
creer.
Local authorities urged people to stay indoors if they were in a safe location and advised against attempting to cross flooded areas, warning of potential dangers such as strong currents, open manholes, and electrical hazard. Businesses across the city were forced to close due to the extreme flooding, with many shop owners left surveying the damage as water filled their stores and destroyed merchandise. Factories and industrial sites also faced setbacks, as production lines were halted due to power outages and water damage. The electricity supply in several neighborhoods was cut off as a precautionary measure to prevent electrical hazards, leaving thousands of residents in the dark. The aftermath of the storm left Bahia Blanca residents grappling with extensive damage and uncertainty about the days ahead.
Cable suelto y terminás como la mamá de Ricardo Ford. Sí, las coches, miren, cuando llegamos a ese auto.